welcome back from that break. Glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Habert, and the sign language interpreter is Chebi Ward. In studio, we are with Patrick Kungu, and we are dissecting. In the first half of the show, we spoke about, or we dissected the dailies. That was the Daily Nation and the Standard. And right now, I want us to look at some of the things that are happening in our country politically. And of course, Patrick, I want us to start it off with the Youth Day celebrations yesterday, while the president was in Kakamega. And one of the young people stood up and said, if you do not listen to the people, you might have to listen back from the returning officers.
Yes.
He said, yeye ni wa kumi bila break, but usiposikiza ground, utasikiza the returning officer. But generally, what do you think of I feel there is a shift in how the young people now are responding to the president. Are you feeling that shift? Ama mimi naona vitu zangu. And with what the president has been doing recently, we saw the empowerment program that he did in State House. Close to 1 billion Kenyan shillings was spent. We saw what happened in Kakamega. He also released 5 billion in investment. Every young person to get 50,000 Kenyan shillings for startup capital. What's your take on all of these things happening at the same time?
Well, saying that there's been a shift, for me, I really don't think so, because if you look at these events, the event that was in State House,
yes,
the other one, the Kakamega one,
yes,
these are events, and as I said, I'm someone who's interested in politics.
yes,
These are events where the organizers make sure that it's a certain crowd that is in attendance. So if you were to take that and use that to judge, then you will be mistaken. Yeah, so because they pick the people they know. As you said, that guy, the young man who was telling the president, he said, mimi ni wa kumi bila break.
Yeah.
And hata kama he wasn't a person wa kumi bila break, he wouldn't say that in that particular event.
Yeah.
So if I don't think you should use that to judge, to generally judge the mood of the young people in the country, because it's only a few weeks ago that we had the Saba Saba, and you saw the kind of numbers that were out in the streets. So I think people are silent, but I don't think the mood has changed. The government is trying really hard to try and cleanse its image. And one of the way that it's using to do that is to have this empowerment, quote unquote empowerment meetings with the people. It's a way that it's trying to cleanse its image. And for me, I think they still haven't gotten it right, because they are trying to deal with symptoms instead of looking at the real cause. Real cause of the issues. Now, Alan, if you tell me that, for example, you've called 1,000 young people, and out of the 1,000 young people, you have like 200 motorbikes and some other things that you say
dish out to them.
Yeah, you're dishing out to them, and you are calling that empowerment. I don't look at it that way. I compare what the President Ruto is doing and what Kibaki did.
Yes.
You know, Kibaki brought in policies that enabled people to empower themselves. He brought in a policy that enabled business people in the transport industry to bring in motorbikes. And the young people were able to buy those motorbikes at an affordable price. And now you can see the kind of industry we have in the boda industry. We have thousands, if not millions, of people that are making a living out of the border. Now, so that is what the government is supposed to do. Work on policies, policies that now will have far-reaching impact. You know, instead of having these funny, events whereby you are dishing out things, and that is what we call tokenism. Now, if you give me, let's say, I heard that the young people who are in State House were given, I don't know whether it was 2,000 shillings. Now, if you give 1,000 young people 2,000 shillings today, and then that young person gets sick, or the child of that young person gets sick, he or she goes to hospital, SHA is not working, there is no medicine. Now, what good are you doing to that particular person? Why don't you work on the systems? Make sure that SHA, that money, invest it in the medical institutions.
Yeah.
Make sure that SHA is working, right? Make sure that the education system is working, such that the parents won't be forced to go back to their pockets to pay more for their children to get education.
Yeah.
Now, that is what the government should be looking at. Investing in our institutions, in systems that are going to have far-reaching, implications to the masses, as opposed to having events where you're just dishing out tokens to people.
Yeah.
Really, as I'm saying, you're just dealing with a symptom.
Yeah.
You're not really going deep into the issue, right? I would have expected the president and his government to be telling us the kind of policies they are putting in place to industrialize this country, because the young people lack jobs.
Yeah.
How are you going to get jobs? Make sure you put in policies whereby the country will be industrialized, whereby the country will be able to attract more investors,
Yeah.
open up industries, and employ our young people. Yeah. So calling us to State House and then give us 2,000 shillings and then you're done with us, you really haven't helped us. Hiyo 2,000 itaisha na siku moja ama siku mbili. Then we are back to the same place that we were.
To the same situation.
Yeah.
But then from a youthful perspective, because kuna wase bado watakushow hiyo mashini ya kaosh yatamsukuma mahali, hiyo nduthi yatamsukuma mahali. However much it isn't the long-term way of looking at things, then how would the youth rather change their perspectives not to fall for such gimmicks? Because ukisikia unapewa mashini ya kaosh that would have cost you almost 50 or 100,000 Kenyan shillings, na wase mtaani watakuwa wamepata wera, even though it is temporarily. There is no any other option currently.
Now, how many young people are getting those machines? Alan, how many? We had 1,000 and something, let's say 1,500 young people in State House.
Yeah.
How many young people are in Nairobi County?
Millions.
Yeah. So what have you done really? That's a drop in the ocean.
In the ocean.
So that's why I'm saying the government is supposed to look
And
at
as
the
also
grand.
as you've alluded, they're only inviting those that are more aligned to them.
Exactly. And of course, we've also seen instances where after attending those events, people come out and say, some say, we were just given 64 shillings. Others say, those do this, they were just there for show. After the event was over, they were taken away. So what are you really doing, right? Let's step away from this PR thing. Let us address the main issues. If you really care about this country, if you really care about the young people, let us address the main issues. Wacha tuachane with the issues of kupapasa, the symptoms. Kwa sababu umefura unapapasa tu, but you are not giving medication to deal with the wound. With the wound.
After the president was in Kakamega, today he is expected to officially open the devolution conference, and I know we spoke about it in the newspaper review, and we sort of spoke more about the challenges. But what do you think are some of the hits that devolution has helped Kenya achieve as a country?
Well, some of the hits, we can say that we've seen parts of this country that were really left out start to get some development. You look at a place like Turkana, you go to Lodwar today. Lodwar is actually, it's a place that is doing very well. You go to Lodwar today, you will find all kinds of people doing businesses there, not just the Turkana people. So it's in itself, it has started even to attract people from other parts of the country, and it's because of that devolution. I think they were able to open up that part of the country. So I think in such situations we can say that there are some gains that we've seen. We've seen also the issues of, for example, the moment education, they're called ECD.
Yes.
The moment the county government was given that mandate, we've seen several, coming up. And we can say our young children, they're able to access education. They're able to access schools that are closer to them. But we can see some of those hits that we can say are positive.
Yeah.
But I still think that we need more. We need to see more. We need to see more because especially the health sector, we've had really big problems with the issues of the doctors and the nurses.
And also the government not really understanding the miscommunication between the county governments and the government, who is in charge of health.
Exactly.
Because when it comes to some aspects, the government says, this is our responsibility.
Yes.
Well, counties also say, this is our responsibility.
Yeah, so there's that confusion. So they need to streamline that. And they really need to look at issues health. And health is not just building hospitals. You can build a structure and say you build a hospital, but that hospital doesn't have medicine, doesn't have personnel, doesn't have
equipment as
well. So we really need to see more. We really need to see more. And as I said earlier, it's up to our county assemblies to oversight the county government and make sure each and every shilling that is allocated to the county
is accounted
government is accounted for. That is the only way that we're going to make sure that we take advantage of this devolution system. Because in itself, it is a good thing. Yeah, it is a very, very good thing.
All right. How then do we look at also the elections of the people that we elect at the helm of this county governments? Because we look at the examples the Standard provided, Ferdinand Waititu, Obado in Migori, sometime Mike Sonko in Nairobi. How differently should we look at electing the bosses of the counties in the coming years, but also importantly the county assembly representatives, because you have given them a big responsibility, even though the constitution already gives them that, and they are closer to the people. So then we must understand these people to the core, because how wanakuwaga wase wa mtaa that we have elected, watu wa ground. How different should we look at the election so that devolution gets to work?
I think also, as much as we blame the leaders, we should also blame the electorate, because it's the electorate who elect these people. Now, the constitution is very, very clear, because it sets out some of the things that you're supposed to look at for you to to consider someone a leader.
Yes.
And one of the things is integrity. What kind of people are we sending to the county assemblies? What kind of people are we electing as governors? Now, looking at their past, looking at their history, do they qualify to, under Chapter 6 of the Constitution? Are they people of integrity? I think our people should look at that. They should not look at the issues of someone just because someone is popular or just because someone has a name, then to them they feel like that person is already qualified to get a public seat. So our people should be very careful. They should look at a person and look at the history of that person. Don't just look at listen to what he's saying. Because if there's something that this government has taught us, is that you can be promised a lot of things. And the moment these people take power, then they forget all about it. So look at the past. Look at the history of this person. Is he someone who has integrity? Is he someone who has delivered in other capacities? Right? If he hasn't, then tell him to step aside and look at the next person. Use the same criteria. So I think going to the 2027 election, our people should really look at the issues of integrity. Look at issues of integrity. Don't look at someone who's just coming there to give you money, because that's another thing. When it comes to that election year, a lot of people who are vying for office, they come to the ground and they pour a lot of money. And unfortunately, that gives them an advantage to the population, and they become a darling of the people. So I think that is something that our people should try and move away from, and let us look at the person, the individual, the capabilities of that person,
Yeah.
the integrity of that person. And then if we do that, I think we'll be able to have people who can deliver,
Yeah.
put in those offices. Because sometimes, honestly, we have people who are clueless about what they should do.
And rudderless.
About what they should do once they get to those offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the responsibility still lies with the citizens. Yeah, we should be very careful when we're electing people into office.
All right.
Yeah.
I want us to take another quick break. When we come back, the president said that victims of the demonstrations since 2017 are going to be compensated. And the opposition is saying you should never trust the government because the government is responsible for those people to die in the first place. We're going to be picking your mind, and you'll be letting us know your thoughts about that. Let us take this quick break and we'll be back shortly. Keep it tight.